Designed with the driver in mind, the all-new Mazda CX-90 is the perfect blend of high-performance appearance and world-class refinement. Right now, get 0.9% financing on the all-new CX-90 at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer. Team Mazda, a member of the Team Automotive Group.
That would be concerning and maybe set a precedent moving forward.
If you have plans to be outside, you might hit a couple of these little passing showers.
A drug bust and a few arrests made. Look at what they hauled in here.
Ooh, good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Thursday. How are you?
I'm doing well. You doing all right?
I'm doing great.
It's like I haven't seen you in the last 2 minutes.
I know. I missed you.
I missed you. So,
the sprint down the hall was jaunty.
Oh, well, it was loud. I mean, you disappeared behind the corner, and I'm like, I'm never catching up. It's Liz. She's a speedster. Okay, look at all the clouds.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, that's kind of foreboding. I mean, that's a lot out there. A few sprinkles already kind of showing up in the area, but it's what's to come.
That's it. Light to moderate showers expected kind of today, but Dr. Steve Caparota has been tracking that.
There you go.
The blobs behind him there. And Steve, explain those blobs to us, please.
All right. So this big blob means it's going to rain outside today.
Done. Good to see you.
We got some rain moving in. First alert radar network right now showing some of those showers that are moving west to east, getting very close to Baton Rouge at this hour. It's been raining out over the Atchafalaya Basin for a while. West Baton Rouge, Point Copian on some of those rains extending southward as well. We've also seen the rain for a while near and south Lafayette, east on Highway 90 back towards Morgan City. So this initial batch moving eastward. We did have one little pop of lightning out over the basin earlier this morning. Most of this, though, light to occasionally moderate rainfall. You can see still dry on our Sky 9 view on top Our Lady of the Lake, but plenty of clouds overhead. It's a much milder start this morning. Remember, at this time yesterday, some spots were at or below freezing, but right now, Baton Rouge 52, Gonzales at 54. So still cool outside. I want a sweater or jacket. Let's give you a look at futurecasts. So we have this initial wave of rain continuing eastward. That's 9 o'clock. We'll pause here at noon. Shows kind of some off and on showers. Most of this, again, light to moderate. By 3 o'clock this afternoon, shows rain coverage picking up a bit, but still mostly light to moderate rainfall. Into the evening and tonight, though, we start to see more yellow, orange, red. So not only the coverage getting greater, the intensity potentially picking up. And we really focus to see on where some of these reds set up tonight, the heavier rains. It looks like there's a real potential that we could have some locally heavy rain tonight. The big question is exactly where. But several consecutive runs of our high-res models now have been pegging that potential of some heavy rainfall. Weather Prediction Center going 1.5 to 4 inches of rain through the weekend on average. All right, that's on average. And just give you an idea, here the HRRR, this is only through 1 o'clock tomorrow. It paints in a stripe of 3 to 6 inches plus of rainfall. The graph model is doing something similar. So again, where exactly does that set up? It fluctuates north and south, run to run, but that potential looks very real. So with that in mind, Weather Prediction Center has now upgraded areas just west of Baton Rouge to a 2 out of 4 slight risk of flooding today, tonight, tomorrow morning. Tomorrow it's a 1 out of 4 marginal risk for most of us. That gradually shifts eastward on Saturday. Could also get a couple of strong storms late tonight and early Friday. 1 out of 5 marginal risk just west of Baton Rouge. Tomorrow, that 1 out of 5 marginal risk expands to include most of our area, but I think the bigger concern, some locally heavy rain. So posting that first alert, what could be locally heavy rain late tonight, early tomorrow, and then maybe again late Friday and early Saturday. By late Saturday and Sunday, I think mostly just some showers left. Next week, we trend drier once again. Should be pretty comfortable next week. Lows in the 40s for the most part and highs in the 60s. It's 7:06. Let's get an update now on your Thursday morning drive with Jared.
Thank you so much for that, Steve. And as you mentioned, been raining for quite some time across the Atchafalaya Basin. So that's what we're seeing right now. This is I-10 at Whiskey Bay. Man, was there drama at Whiskey Bay yesterday coming from Lafayette towards Baton Rouge on I-10 eastbound. Some folks were stranded on that bridge, I tell you, for it seemed like the entire day. It was just a very unfortunate situation. They're moving fine right now, but with that rain, there's some incidents on the other side of the basin as well. Over here, because it's still dry, I-10, I-12 split looking fine. That was looking in the eastward direction. But remember what I mentioned, because it's been wet in Lafayette, there are 3 crashes there, actually now 4 crashes there. All of these are probably weather related. The most noticeable one there to me is Johnston Street over at the Cajun Dome, so that's going to cause a bit of a slowdown. In our neck of the woods, this cone just popped up north of downtown. That's Beach Street, a crash over at Douglas Avenue, and we got the normal red, the normal stop and go on I-12 going back westbound towards downtown. To the eastern part of the viewing area, Livingston, Albany over to Hammond, Ponchatoula, and everything really looking okay there. Lots of green. The one thing I did just see pop up is all the way near Laplace, and you see this cone. That's on I-10 eastbound near the 55 corridor. That's a crash right after exit 210, and in and around New Orleans, between New Orleans and Kenner, is looking significantly improved. Throughout the morning, I've been keeping track of this, the Plaquemine Sunshine ferry boat status, which by the way is still normal status because it's dry out there. But again, if the weather starts to deteriorate, we'll continue to keep a watchful eye on that to see if we have any changes. In the meantime, Matt and Liz will send it back to y'all.
Not too bad in the world of traffic here on this Thursday morning. Jared, thank you. In the meantime, keeping an eye on your news headlines, of course, starting again in Israel and Gaza. We're seeing some breaking news come in overnight. That temporary truce has been extended for yet another day as we continue to see more prisoners, Palestinian prisoners, and hostages released in a swap here.
Didn't know if we were going to get another extension here.
Yeah.
How long do we go beyond this? I think a lot of folks hoping that you can get beyond this as well, and you can get the full measure of hostages released.
Yeah.
Last count, right around 100 or so hostages released by Hamas. Right around double that prisoners released by Israel. So what happens today and then going into the next number of days, weeks, and months? You know, we'll say, Liz, we were just talking about this. You also had that breaking news overnight, that shooting in Jerusalem. Hamas not claiming responsibility, but going as far as quote unquote approving of the attacks. Does that have any impact on the ceasefire in Gaza? Is Israel like, oh, look, at this point we got to start going again? There's a lot going on and the world continues to watch. And
you have to remember how many different nations are involved in these conversations to continue this ceasefire. How long will that last, and will we see another extension? We're keeping an eye on all those conversations today into tomorrow.
Let's get you back in South Louisiana. Need your eyes on this. Actually, police trying to ID who this guy is. Accused of a shooting from what, a couple Fridays ago?
Yeah, it's actually one of the ones on Scenic Highway 2 Fridays ago, November 17th. We got a decent picture here, so we need you to share the story on social media. Baton Rouge police want you to take a good look. Does he look familiar to you? Because they would like to talk to him about them. They believed he's responsible for a part in that scenic shooting. So if he does look familiar to you, you can report that to Crime Stoppers. Remember, you could be eligible for a cash reward, and you will always stay anonymous with your tip.
100%. Let's give you a look here as well. This is actually a woman arrested, an attempted murder in connection to not a shooting. This is a stabbing that she's been arrested for here.
This actually happened on Lemonwood Drive here, and so when police got to the scene, first responders got to the scene, she was actually holding a shirt to the victim there with the stab wound. Beyond that, we've learned this week, that's the new news. She's been arrested on Wednesday, charged with attempted first-degree murder, so we'll see how this develops moving forward.
Yep, we'll let you know, keep you in the know. I want to let you know about this as well. This is that time of year, right? Porch pirates. You hear that phrase thrown around all the time. It's just people looking to steal your stuff before you get the package into your house. And they're all over the place because these packages are all over the place now. So be careful. There are things you can do to protect yourself and your stuff, right? It's important to note that, I mean, look, anybody can be a victim.
That's it. So if you have maybe a doorbell, a security system that records it, police want you to say, look, if this happens to you, don't just let that go by the wayside and just tell a neighbor. Report it to police, especially if you have footage of it. They can try to prevent that from happening to any of your neighbors, anyone else in town, right? They're trying to stop this and limit this from happening because they will prosecute them and they will send them to jail.
That's right. That's the idea. Check out this story right there waiting for you. Some ideas that may be able to help you out. Okay, it's time to take a ride.
Yeah, it is.
We got a train stopping in 2 towns in another part of the world beginning today into tomorrow. This is going to be a lot of fun.
How about it? You got Thomas the Train, which looks like borrowing Rudolph's nose, making that first stop in Gonzales tonight. It's going to be there from 4 to 8 p.m. And keep in mind in Gonzales, there's going to be a couple of street closures as you can check out that different train. It's going to be East Railroad Street. And then tomorrow it's going to be in Baton Rouge at the yard there located on Foss Street behind Memorial Stadium. Right, you got 4 hours to check out this cool train. Bring the family out there to see some of the Christmas cheer.
It's free.
Yeah, it is.
It's Santa.
I know. It's going to be
all
really
this
cool.
stuff. I mean, look, Christmas on the rails.
Yeah.
That's kind of neat.
How about it?
Speaking of Christmas, Salvation Army, one of the great groups out there all the time. And then when the holidays are around, I mean, they kick it into a whole nother level. There are ways that they help folks, and there's some new ways that they're trying to help us help the folks.
So you've already seen the bell ringers out there in front of the Walmarts and banks and different stores. But think of how often you don't carry cash on you, and that's why this new campaign has started. So this is called the Empty the Stocking Fund. WAFB partnering with Salvation Army. For you to go around, you're going to see big old signs like this at places like Robert's Fresh Market, different places in town. You don't have cash on you and you feel bad, right? Well, you can easily do what Matt's doing. Pull out your phone, open the camera app, scan it, and that's going to take you to a website to make an easy monetary donation to the Salvation Fund. That's going to take you to make a donation to the program like Pathways to Success. That's going to help feed people. It's going to make sure shelter is provided on those really cold nights in our area. Look, $1, $5, $10, it all makes a huge difference. So if you're thinking, I don't carry cash, this is an easy way to get involved and make a donation.
It was that.
Matt scanned it from the story.
Literally, just from that story. I'm like, it's just too huge. It's going to be blurry. It's like, no, it works. It's right there. We got it elsewhere as well.
Yes.
Make sure you try that out. Hey, congrats. Brand new graduating class from the BRPD Citizens Academy. They do a number of these.
Look at this good-looking group here. They graduated after an 8-week course, not only with BRPD, but the DEA is also involved in this. They get a really inside look at what goes into officers training, right? And they're simulated through it. So they now have all of this inside knowledge and a better understanding how community policing works too.
It's an 8-week course.
Yeah, and this is a program that the BRPD routinely puts on here. We'll let you know when that next round opens, but this class just graduated this week.
Congrats to you. All right, are you going to the PMAC tonight? The return of Angel Reese to the court. I know there's a lot of conversation about why she's been missing. Here's the thing. She's going to be on the court tonight. Huge game against a ranked Virginia Tech team. That's a rematch of the Final Four.
How about it? She's going to be a key component on the court today. We're going to see how this all plays out today. Remember, we're missing 2 key players too, right? Samaya Smith is out for the rest of the season. Kateri Poole, she's going to be out for this game. We don't know how much longer beyond that. Guys, we're going to see kind of what happens tonight, but a lot of folks have been anticipating Angel Reese back on the court.
No shortage of drama over the last week or two, I guess.
You ain't lying. Say that,
It'll be good to see just some basketball getting played tonight.
I think that's why she's coming back, by the way. The other 2 players that you mentioned, at the end of the day, Coach Mulkey has a job, and that job is to win. Her job is to win. So could they be Virginia Tech missing all 3 players? No, there's no way. So it might not be that she wants to have Angel back, but she definitely needs her back.
8 o'clock tip. So it's a late one, obviously, when you talk about, because it's the ACC, SEC Challenge kind of thing. So a late tip here, but it's right here at home at the PMAC. 9
Sports will keep you updated. They'll be there. We'll bring you those updates later on. In the meantime, we'll see you in 10 minutes.
The winning play is the Buy Here, Sell Here event at the Team Automotive Group. Buy here and save on hundreds of certified and pre-owned vehicles. Or sell here and we'll pay you top value. Buy here or sell here and you'll be the winner at every location of the Team Automotive Group.